Good afternoon, and welcome to the Darth Grumpy Dad Twitch stream. All right, today we're going to do the overview on our start a party, so I make sure the mic is working. Da-da-da. Yep, there we go. All right, we're going to do the overview on our Marauder set we put together Friday. Mine isn't exactly the same as what they're calling for at, like, say, max roll or even what the people on their leaderboard are using, but it's close. It's close, right? So if we go, whoops, look at our leaderboards on this. Right, so general loadout is going to be the Yanks, it's going to be the Bombardier, Raps of Clarity, Squirts, and then all these pieces are going to be your Marauders. It's going to be Captains, it's Marauders, Captains. Rings are going to be Focus and Restraint, right? And then they're going to alternate on their skills between Evasive Fire and Cluster Arrow. Right? Evasive Fire is a generator. Cluster Arrow is a spender. Right? So, right, you get 50% for using a spender and 50% damage for using a creator, right? So it creates 100% damage. Takes both the rings to get it done. But it's pretty much up 100% of the time, right? Because it's for 5 seconds. And it's pretty easy to switch, just fire one, then fire the other. Fire one, fire the other. And keep your damage bonus up 100% of the time. In the cube, Mana Core, Zoe's Secret, Ring of Royal Grandeur. Mana Core is a damage creator and and resource reduction. 50% reduction on your hatred use and 300% increased damage on our cluster arrow. Zoe's Secret is damage reduction, and of course Ring of Grandeur allows us to wear 5 pieces and get our 6-piece bonus. Right? Other skills, you're going to want Sentry, Polar Station. Oh yeah, your cluster arrow is loaded bare. I think they may be using something else on the main. Yeah, Maelstrom is what for cold damage, right? I'm not sure if that's cold. They might not be running cold damage. Let's see. Focus. Yeah, so looks like they're splitting their cold damage. And then running Vault. Their pets, the original build doesn't call for Vault. But whatever, they ran a 150 with it in like 7 minutes. This gentleman here, nope, where is it? Chris, where was this guy? One of these gentlemen, here we go. Right here is using Odyssey's End. So, again, a slightly different build out. And he's using Bolo Shot and Tangle Shot instead of the Evasive Fire as his generator. And then Cluster Arrow for the spender, right? And then, of course, the Sentry. And he's got Vault for just to get across the map faster, I'm sure. The Companion and Vengeance, Starkheart, right? Passives, pretty standard passives. What's different here is in the cube, they have the magic cord again, then they have the cloak, right? So they get 3 extra wolves. That gives them 3 extra pets, which gives them an extra percentage of damage on their Zoes, right? And then they have convention of elements in the cube instead of Ring of Grandeur because they are wearing all 6 pieces of the set. And then they're wearing Zoe's Secret to get their damage reduction and Wraps of Clarity, right? Still bombards, and then they're using Odyssey's End because they're using the bolos instead of the Evasive Fire. And it's pretty much the same on a lot of these. Same, right? Dead Man's Legacy, so that one's slightly different. They're probably used, they might have, whatever, however they're working it, right? Now, the way I've got it, I couldn't get Zoe's Secret. I like it just won't drop for me. So I've got Stone Gauntlets. I'm starting to think it probably comes in a bounty cache. And I haven't run bounties in a while, so, and I'm not about to now. And then on my A button, I've got Smoke Screen, right? Vanishing Powder, remove the discipline cost, but increase the cooldown to 6 seconds. Smoke Screen, vanishing a wall of smoke, becoming momentarily invisible for 1 second. Yeah. And then on right trigger, I've got the Cluster Arrow Maelstrom. On X, I've got Vengeance Dark Heart. On Y, I have the Companion, Wolf Companion, right? On B, I have Sentry, Polar Station. And on RB, I have Shadow Power for a little bit more damage reduction, right? It went over that. And then again, passive's pretty standard. Cull the Weak, Custom Engineering, Grenadier, and Ambush. Right? So, inventory Yangs, because this is, again, it gives multi-shot, fire 50% faster, but we're not using it. You're not using multi-shot in the build. You're using it for the damage reduction, or I mean, I don't know, where is it? The 49% resource reduction cost. That's the whole reason you're using Yangs, is for the resource cost reduction, right? And it caps out at 50. So 49, not bad, right? And then our legendary gem we're using in it is going to be Drag of Lies. Each time your pet hits an enemy, your damage is increased by 0.5% for 5 seconds. It stacks up to 100 times. And then when you reach 100, it slowly resets to 0. And then you have to build it back up, right? You deal 25% less damage, but your pets do 25% increased damage. Multi-shot, doesn't matter. You should probably have cold damage on this. I think this one came with attack speed, and I was like, yeah, attack speed, good. Right, and again, we got the gloves, we got the shoulders, the body, the head, and the pants. And then we have captains on. We have Bombardier Rucksack, which gives us 2 additional sentries, so we can have 5 sentries out, right? And Cluster Arrow deals increased damage. Yay! And then I'm running Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, Convention of Elements, and Squirt's Necklace, right? Because I just didn't have the focus and restraint, and I was like, well, the 200% damage that I get on the cold cycle averages out across the other 4 cycles, so it kind of works out. It works out, right? Obsidian, this is just my main attack is a spender that I'm going to be hitting all the time. So every time I hit with the spender, I get a second off my cooldowns, which gives me a lot more uptime on all my skills, right? And again, this isn't really for pushing. This is just to demonstrate a way to build it and mechanics of how it runs. All right, so going over the set itself, our set bonuses. 2-piece set bonus. Companion calls out all your companions to your side, right? So you have all your companions, like 6 companions out at all times, right? So that's why that Zoe's, you get basically 55% damage reduction That's why the one guy had the cloak that gave you 3 more wolves, because it gave you 28% damage reduction on top of that, right? Cool stuff. Like full, 70 some odd percent damage reduction. Okay, Sentries cast, Elemental Arrow, Chakram, Impale, Multi-Shot, and Cluster Arrow when you do, as well as automatically cast your Equipped Hatred Spender. Right, so anytime you fire any of those top ones, it's going to fire those. And anytime you fire your Spender, which is this, they will also fire them. But it won't do it because there's nobody to shoot at. We'll have to see when we get out there. All right, now, your 6-piece bonus. Your primary skills, Elemental Arrow, Chakra, Multi-Shot, Cluster Arrow, Companions, Vengeance, and Sentries deal 9,500% increased damage for every active sentry. So it's that 9,500, excuse me, I need to get a drink, times 5, because we can have 5 sentries out. We won't always have 5 sentries out, but we can. Excuse me. Cluster arrow, increased damage. Okay. Trap sentry, increase the duration. Right. Extra damage to slowed and chilled. That's so when you die, you blow up. Drop a grenade, basically. And ambush. So if they have above 75% health, you get 40% extra damage when you hit them. Now, again, excuse me. Heater kicked on up in here, and all of a sudden, let's get into running this. Now, and again, I'm just going to run 100. Oh, forgot Gem in the Helm. Sliver of Terra. Your attacks, speed, and critical hit chance are increased by 5% for each skill on cooldown. Right? So, if we look here, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills on cooldown. The only one that doesn't have cooldown, right, is our cluster arrow. So that's 25% increased. Go back here. There we go. 25% increased attack speed and crit hit chance. Right, our cooldowns are increased by 25% for every skill on cooldown. They're just flat, 25% increase. And then for every skill on cooldown, we take 12.5% reduced damage and deal 12.5 increased damage. So that's 12 times 5 on our increased damage, 12.5 on our increased damage reduction times 5, right? Good stuff. So, and again, I'm just going to pop 100 here. Like on most of these builds are all. And the way you're going to do this, and really this is a lazy man's build. You just run up to the people you want to kill. Hold down all the buttons for a second. Move over a little. Hit them again. Right? And our sentries, as you can see, just start shooting everywhere. You can see it better in an open area, more open area, man. It's pretty cool. All right. Our gems are going to be Zays. So our sentries hitting guys at a distance are getting max damage. We're going to have Enforcer for increased damage on our pets, right? We're going to have Bane of the Trapped. So anything within 15 yards is taking 30% increased damage almost, right? And it slows and chills, so that causes some of our other passives to take effect for 20% extra damage or whatever. So we're getting a lot of uptime on a lot of our damage creators. It really is a lazy man's build. You just walk up, hold all the buttons down, move over a little, hold them all down again. You can see the sentry shooting like all the way from down. And you can see on top of the thing we have 5 active. So we're getting that. We're getting that big bonus. Big dog bonus, right? Now we're gonna pop this power. Boom. Those guys just melted. Melted. Now, like I said, the other person had Vault on RB, right? So that gives them the option. After they killed everybody, they could just tap Vault a couple of times and speed rush up to the next group, right? And I get it. And if you're gonna play like that, you're gonna be a little bit more conservative about how many sentries you drop, right? Because you're gonna want, wherever you're at, you're gonna want to hopefully be able to drop at least a sentry or two to shoot at the baddies, right? Now you're gonna like this with the channeling pylon. It's like, watch this, I can just drop a row of these. All right. Every time you hit the B button, you're dropping a sentry. And I don't know if you guys are watching watch the cooldown circles on my skills. You will see when I start smacking guys with this, you can see that cooldown jumping. Like every time I hit with that, it takes a second off of cooldown. Every time I hit with this, right? So that's how I ensure I have 100% uptime on my vengeance. Because otherwise you're going to want like crit cooldown. Crit cooldown. Here, you want your crit cold skill. You want crit cold skill, right? Crit your generals here, just your generals. Dex, resist all, health, life percentage. Same with your pants. Anyone you can get, not evasive fire like there. Anyone you can get your cluster arrow damage on, you're going to want the cluster arrow. Stack that damage, right? Attack speed, cooldown reduction, maybe resource. Resource, you don't need any extra resource reduction. I mean, it helps because it gives you damage reduction because of your Captain Crimson set. So if you can get both of them, that's cool. But you want, and then your rings, you want crit, cooldown reduction, right? And the same, it would be the same if you had the focus and restraint. You would want crit cooldown reduction on them, right? Obsidian comes with cooldown reduction and resource reduction. You just roll the attack speed off for a socket and 6% crit hit. So this is actually a pretty good Ring of Grandeur for a regular legendary. So, right, so I'm stacking my cooldown reduction, and so I keep 100% uptime on my skills to get the big dog damage. Oh, that could have been bad. Which way are the rest of it? Oh, gonna be this way. Hee hee. I've just been working on leveling up my other bait of the trap because I left it on my monk. Right? So I was like, screw it, just level another one up and practice the build. Find something that works at lower levels pretty efficiently and go with that. So let's see, even talking and not really pushing hard, just kind of lollygagging through this. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 42 seconds. So under 4 minutes for 100 was something I really have. I rolled a socket on this, right? It had cold damage, so I just rolled a socket on it, right? And rolled some cold damage there. Didn't even roll my crit on that, right? All conventions of elements come with a socket, so I just found one that came with some cooldown reduction and rolled the crit, right? Again, just rolled the socket on this. Most of this stuff, I've done nothing to it. I've rolled nothing on this. I've just put in the legendary gems called for, right? Our diamonds for resist all in our gear, and away we went. That's at level 66. That's at level 91 because I brought it over from another build. And that one's at 54. So none of those are really, right? My Paragon isn't, I'm only at 1,000 Paragon, a little over 1,000. I could have pulled everything, down to 50 in every slot, right? And still run that easily. So it's a pretty good build. It gets it done. And if you're looking for another build, right? You want to put together one of the other Demon Hunter builds that you believe you're going to enjoy more, because I think this build on the tier list is only like an A level. It's not an S tier build. Yeah. Marauder Sentry build. It's only considered an A tier build. The Natalia Spike Trap is going to be your S tier build for the Necro, and don't really have time to put one together. I still need to cover the Witch Doctor. So, after I'm done with this, I need to roll on a Witch Doctor. I need to get enough mats to put together a Witch Doctor build. Let's see, our Hadri, let's see what that is. Doodly-doo. Oh, Zuni Moss's Haunt, which is it, like, they changed that a little while back. It used to run, you used to use his frog pet with it. And the frog would lick guys, and then that would trigger the beginning. It was like this really weird thing. I remember doing the set dungeon on it, trying to get the frog to lick a certain amount of people before you hit him with the others. Oh my God. But they changed it up. It's totally different. You run it totally different now. And I have not run it in quite some time. I know I ran it after they changed it up and got a buff. And I ran it that season. But it's been a while since I've run it. So that'll be interesting to run. All right. Oh, I didn't catch this at the very beginning. Might as well say it at the end. Remember, for newer players under gameplay in here, always make sure elective mode is turned on and show advanced tooltips is turned on. That'll enable you to, as you see here, let's see, like here, I've got 2 skills from the same category equipped, and you can equip them on any button you want. That's why elective mode is super important. And if you look in the description of my skills where all the numbers are green, those numbers would not be there if you did not have show advanced tooltips turned on. So it's a big, big deal. Really helps you figure out what you're doing with your build, especially if you want to customize the build. You don't want to run exactly the way the guys on the leaderboard are, or the way they tell you to on Maxroll or whatever. Keeping in mind that all the websites you're going to go check this out, look for builds, are going to be based on PC builds, right? Personal computer builds. It's not going to be based on console builds. That's why you do really kind of want to look at the leaderboards to gauge what they're doing there and how they've changed the build from what they would say on Maxroll or Icy Veins or whatever, wherever you've gone to look up a build. All right, Darth Grumpy Dad. Hoping you all have a good day. I will catch you later. Follow me here on Twitch. Hop over, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. There should be a link right on my page here at Twitch. And have yourselves a nice day. Thank you very much.